Hello everyone, welcome back to Automation Tech Pro. Today we'll learn about parallel execution in Selenium using Java. So, what is parallel execution? Parallel execution involves running multiple test cases simultaneously and reducing overall execution time. Okay, now let's come back to the practical session, and I'll be covering thread safe method as well. How do we achieving the thread safety in Selenium? Okay, so now when running the test concurrently, it's crucial to use the test cases, test classes, thread safe. So why do we have to use the thread safe? To avoid shared resources among the test cases, we use thread local variables, that is the thread safety. This is how we can achieve the thread safety. So now let's start with the example. I'll create a class, new class. Let me just rename it as name it as parallel execution. Okay. So here I need a web driver. So here I'm really not following the page object model. I'm just creating one TestNG class. So if you want to know more about how to create the page object model step by process, I have explained in my previous video. Please do follow. Sorry, talking, I just typed the wrong thing. Dot selenium dot WebDriver. Okay. So okay. So I also need one variable called thread local. This is for thread safety that we are using. Let me initialize that. Static thread local WebDriver driver thread local equal to new thread local. Okay. So first I will initialize this before method, public void setup. This is so I'm creating a new WebDriver instance for current thread. WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. I'm using it here. Okay, so I will have to import this Chrome driver and before method. Okay, so now we'll set the thread local variables with the WebDriver instance. Okay, driver, I'll use the same dot set WebDriver. Okay, so now I will use the test annotation here, and let me create a sample example here, just creating it as a sample. WebDriver driver, again I'm initializing. So I'm actually retrieving the WebDriver instance from this thread local variable. Okay, so I will have to use this dot. So I'm already set there, so I will have to get it here. So retrieving the local variable. Okay, I'm importing it here. Okay, driver dot get, just using this https pcrm.com. Okay, so we'll just print. This is just to understand whether the test is ran or not. Executed. Test is executed. So now the final annotation that I'm adding it here as after test, public void tear down imported. Okay, so now here I'm also doing the same thing here, retrieving the WebDriver instance from the thread local variable. So I'll just use the same here, and if driver not equal to null, then what we have to do, we have to quit driver. Okay, okay, so next we have to remove the WebDriver instance from thread local variable also. For this, what I'm going to do is driver thread local dot remove. So my parallel execution dot java file is ready now. So now what I have to do is I will go here, convert to TestNG. Okay, this is the XML file, it got generated. Okay, so here is the XML file, and thread count is 5. So actually I don't really, okay, I can give it as 2 because I'm just using only 2 test here. And so I'm going to run the same class here. So okay, so actually what I'll do is I will add this in shoot. Okay, thread count 2, so that I don't have to repeat it here. Okay, test 1, I'm going to, XML file is ready now. So what I'll do is I will have to run it as a parallel execution, I will have to add this variable here, parallel test. Okay, so now I'll run this. So now 2 WebDriver will launch parallelly and execute it. So now 2 of my Chrome driver got launched, and so if you see the result, so it parallelly executed this. So just to make it out the difference, what I'll do is I'll remove this and run. So if you see the console here, you got test is executed, test is executed. Okay, so now let me run again. I've removed that parallel equal to test. So only one browser launched, and so again another browser launched. Okay, see how it executed one by one. It doesn't execute parallelly. So if you are to execute parallel execution, you have to do it as parallel test. This is what you have to mention it. Thank you guys, that's all about the parallel execution. So I'm also uploading the videos for generative AIs in testing, so please do follow.